We've got Rod here. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having us.
Now, you are part of the band Gunnery Cat, so can you just kind of describe that project for us, first of all?
Right, of course. This is a band that was born out of boredom during the pandemic. We really didn't have much to do during the lockdown, so me and my brother decided to just write a couple of songs.
And you being in Brazil, I think you guys have had it pretty bad out there with the pandemic, right?
That's correct. So the original idea was just to write like one, two, maybe three songs, but then, the lockdown just kept getting extended and extended, so we ended up with close to 40 songs.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. And I guess there could be even more depending on how long we're in this situation for.
Right, yeah. Let's hope not.
Yeah. It seems to be never ending. So what kind of process do you go through when you're writing new music then?
Right, so for this project, you really just start with an idea, a theme. So me and my brother, we try to pick like a story that has happened either with us or with close friends, and then we'll write a couple of lyrics, then I'll try to put the guitar riff behind that, and then we'll get that product and we'll send to a good friend that lives in Phoenix, Arizona. His name is Tommy Fox. And he'll add the bass and add any feedback that he might have, and then that comes back to us, and then we'll produce the song a little bit more, divide like, oh, this is gonna be a cool verse, this is gonna be like the chorus, we can squeeze in a guitar solo there, and then when we have the song done, then we'll start hunting for a singer.
Yeah. And do you do anything to sort of decide what themes you're going to have for the song?
Yeah, so we try to just, pick a cool story that we have lived, or, maybe a topic that we think it's funny, or something that one of our friends are going through. There is a song called She Will Complain, that's about a good friend of ours that, has a wife that complains a lot. I'm not going to say his name or her name, but that's where that song came from.
That's quite a funny story. I guess maybe they'll know who they are, maybe not. I don't know.
I think they know already.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have singers from all over the world, so how did you actually meet together? Was it the lockdown and kind of meeting up online, or did you know each other anyway?
This is very interesting because most of those singers, we have guys from Italy, we have guys from the United States, we got guys from Colombia, Chile, Greece, it's Germany. It's really all over the place. So some of them are friends, some are friends of friends, and other guys is just people that we randomly found online. So we're just looking on Instagram or YouTube and like, oh, this guy sings really well, let's contact that person. So that's what we did with the singers, and of course, being far away, we can't do that instant feedback that usually we would do if we were in a studio recording together. So what we actually did, we had my brother, who's not a singer. He sings well, but he's not a professional singer, singing on all of the tracks. So then when we contact the singers and, someone's like, I'll record a voice on this song. Then we send the instructions like, hey, you're gonna sing like this, you're gonna hit this note like that, here are the lyrics, so it was very clear instructions. So we didn't have to waste time on the back and forth of like, here's my track. Oh, I don't want you to sing like this. Try something different,
Yeah. And making music far away during this lockdown, halfway across the world, I suppose, in some cases, how easy is that to do? Because I guess not being in the same room makes it a little bit harder. I suppose the only way of expressing it is that the magic isn't there anymore.
Right, yeah, it's very different. It was very, very interesting to me. I have been recording with bands, for the past 15, 20 years, and always with that real-time experience. So doing this, somehow virtual band, it's very new, very different.
Yeah.
But luckily, because of technology, it's very possible. Nowadays, like pretty much all musicians that I know have somehow like a home studio, right?
Yeah.
Like you can work from home, record from home, and being able to just pick up the phone or get into a Zoom call and just let's fix this little part.
Yeah.
It almost gives that feeling of like we are in the same room, but we're not.
Yeah.
So it was doable. Now, is it gonna substitute the real thing? Maybe someday. But if I could redo the project, I'll be like, let's all get together, guys.
Yeah. I guess there's never been a better time to have a pandemic, because if it happened even 10 years ago, we wouldn't really be able to do it as well, because I'd never even heard of Zoom before last year, to be honest.
Right. Like imagine if it has happened like, I don't know, 1998,
Yeah.
Like we would be in a little trouble there.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess people with their Nokia bricks making contact, that'd be the only way.
Yep. I'll send you a letter someday, man.
Yeah. And do you have any particular favourites of the songs that you've written?
There is one that I really dig. There is a song called Click Yourself. It features one of our favorite singers, this guy from Italy. And the theme of the song is kind of funny too, because it's about sending nudes. So very pandemic related, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah. And there is a cool guitar solo there that I'm very proud of it. So I that's one of my favorites. Although I like them all.
Yeah.
It's just that one, like it's the one that I catch myself listening to it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And because some of the people you've sort of met online and I suppose have taken a bit of a gamble with, have you received any music from them that you've thought, that's not really what we want?
We had so many different singers that when we had that idea, I thought, man, we're gonna be lucky if this is half and half, half good and half bad. But we actually got a lot of good material fast. So I think people are just bored, across the world, and they're happy to I got a project to do, But we did receive a couple of tracks that we just couldn't use. People that. They really tried their hard, but it just and people send their stuff and say like, hey, you know what, if you don't want to use it, feel free not to use it. So when you see that on the email, already like, oh shoot, this is not gonna be that great.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's just the way it is. Every so often, some things won't work exactly how you want.
Right.
Yeah. So what is coming up for you guys? Do you have any projects that you're working on at the moment or in the future that you're hoping to release?
Yeah, we end up with full albums. Like we got 3 CDs out. We got one that's called 9 Lives. We got the second one, Reload, and the third one is called Godspeed. So we got 30 tracks out plus 10 that we just are not gonna release because we're saving for later, or we're gonna be reworking on a couple of parts there. But the idea is just to put a little tour together, and go promote those songs. We really don't have dates and places yet, because of the pandemic. We're just gonna play safe and wait a little bit longer. But as soon as we have that, we're gonna be telling everybody about. And the other thing that we're working on right now, we're doing a best of. So we're gonna put a couple of our favorite songs together in just one album, and we're doing a little remix and remaster of those songs, and we're gonna release that, and hopefully people will like it.
Yeah, that's exciting. There's a lot of stuff there to get excited about then.
Yep, for sure.
So where are we able to find all your music if we'd like to have a listen to it right now?
We are all over the internet, so you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, any of those platforms. The name is different enough that you're not gonna find any other bands that have the same name.
Yeah.
So if you type Gunnery Cat, on iTunes or Spotify, you're gonna find us there. We're also on Instagram at Gunnery Cat, and you can find us on YouTube too. Just put Gunnery Cat and you're going to find a couple of videos.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been great having you on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.